Made man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. What a goddamn fight, man. Adrien the Problem Broner gaining the split decision victory over Adrian Granados. Ladies and gentlemen, action-packed fight from beginning to the end, man. I loved every second of this fight, man. And if you're a fan of either fighter, you got no reason to dislike your fighter for this fight because both men, man, fought their hearts out for this particular fight, man. This was a 10-round fight, and we seen both of these dudes, man, breathing hard as hell. But look at the effort that they put in throughout this fight, man. There's going to be a lot of controversy, if you will, over this fight, man. It's going to take more than one viewing to get this fight down packed. This is my initial reaction to this, man. And the first viewing, you're just not going to get it right. It was such a razor-thin fight. Could have went either way, man. I ain't going to be mad at anyone who make an argument possibly for either fighter. I mean, Adrien Broner, the way that he possibly gained the victory in some eyes was the clean, effective punching. I thought he outworked Adrian Granados in the upstairs department as opposed to the downstairs department, which could have swooned a lot of the judges. Also, he answered a lot of Adrian Granados. I mean, both fighters really much answered each other, you know what I mean? But he answered a lot of the shots of it. Whenever Adrian Granados would put in work in a round, Adrien Broner would come right behind it and answer it with a lot of clean, effective punching to the head, man. But however, it was such in spurts, you know what I mean? And a lot of fans don't like to see that. Adrien Broner, the criticism is let your fucking hands go, man. Throw in combinations. And whenever he does, he's such a much better fighter. But whenever he slows down, like Paulie Malignaggi said, he has his peaks and valleys. But when he goes through his valleys, man, it's such a dangerous time for Adrien Broner. And he doesn't outwork his opponent, if you will. So, but to those who say Adrien Broner won this fight, those are some of the reasons they will say they won. If you say Adrien Broner lost this fight, you'll say, man, it's because he got outworked by Adrian Granados in every aspect of the fight. Adrian Granados threw more body shots, threw more headshots, was nearly as accurate as Adrien Broner, but clearly outworked Adrien Broner in a lot of the rounds. Most of the rounds that he was given was for that factor alone because of how he outworked Adrien Broner. So some may say Adrien Broner was outworked in this particular fight, man. If you think Adrien Broner lost, you may also say that he got tagged up a lot, man. He did. He got tagged up a lot, but like I said, towards Adrien Broner's benefit, he answered a lot of those tagged ups, but he did get tagged up. He had a lot of hands put on him in this fight. Him clearly getting outworked in a lot of the rounds and also getting tagged up. A lot of people may say that Adrien Broner lost this fight for those particular reasons, man. Me personally, on my scorecard, I gave the fight to Adrien Broner by 1 round, man. I did give him, I'm just like the judge that pretty much tipped it to Adrien Broner. It was a close fight. I had it very, very even going into the final round, and I thought Adrien Broner pulled off that 10th round and he got it in the end, man. I don't know. I think Adrian Granados, he showed a lot of bravado in that 10th round. That was to his detriment, I thought. I don't know if he understands how razor thin this fight is, but clearly when he started to showboat in the 10th round, Broner took a lot of he took advantage of that, if you will. And he started to dig deep, and he put together a lot of combinations in that final round, and I thought he just edged it in the 10th round, man. If Adrian Granados would have went in the 10th round the same way he went into the 9th round, I thought he would have edged the fight. But if you called this fight for Adrian Granados, I ain't mad at you. If you called this fight a draw, I ain't mad at you, man. But Adrien Broner, man, I mean, what's up with his power translating to the welterweight division, man? That's going to be a big question. Since Adrien Broner has been fighting at these catchweights once again and easing his way back up to the welterweight, man, he ain't been able to hurt a lot of fighters, unfortunately, as he's been able to do in the lower weights. And clearly tonight, which he hit Adrian Granados with a lot of flush damn shots, man, especially that fucking uppercut. Adrien Broner has mastered the timing on that uppercut very good. That is the same punch that knocked down, was it Emmanuel Taylor, I believe it was? I mean, Adrien Broner, man, has really got the timing of his uppercut down, and he hit Adrian Granados tonight with a hell of a lot of them. But Adrian Granados, a fighter who's been put on the canvas 6 times in his career, man, was not hurt tonight by Adrien Broner, man. That's a big deal. The question is, who can or who will Adrien Broner hurt at welterweight? And he's coming into these welterweight fights as a big fighter, man. I don't know what his unofficial weight was tonight coming into the fight, but we see what happened at the fucking weigh-ins, man. With that, I don't know if it was the scale, I don't know if it was games being played. This was a bizarre ass build up to the fight, far as with that weigh-in, man. That was really, really bizarre. We hear Adrian Granados in the post-fight the post-fight interview saying there was a lot of home cooking in this damn fight, man. A lot of people gonna scream that Cincinnati could have really, looked, I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of people may not even had it as close for Adrien Broner going into the 10th round, man, because he was outworked at a lot of points of the fight, man, and the crowd was gassing Adrien Broner a hell of a lot. Did they sway any of the fucking judges, man? The main thing that Adrian Granados was saying in his post-fight interview, well, let's take it back to Chicago, man, because he really felt like Cincinnati did some robbery-ass shit, man, and a lot of people gonna be saying that shit, man, but I don't know, man. I thought Adrien Broner did enough to win it, just by the skin of his chin, man. Once again, I mean, this was the 10-round fight, and he was really, really fatigued, but he was in there with a guy who was really, really busy from the start to the end of the fight. So if you're questioning the fatigue of Adrien Broner, I thought he did pretty well, though he was in there with a very busy guy. But if this was a 12-round fight, which Adrian Granados originally wanted, but clearly this is not a title fight, so, most title fights are 12-round fights. But if this was a 12-round fight, that would have been very, very detriment, man, to Adrien Broner, man. But however, man, Granados was breathing hard as fuck too, and he can stop faking like he didn't start to fatigue towards the end of that fight. That's the reason I thought he lost the 10th. His bravado, not to mention he was just as fucking tired, man. But his body work, and Adrien Broner, man, ate a lot of the shots of Adrian Granados as well, man. Like, especially a lot of the body work, man. I was shocked did not fold Adrien Broner, man. Adrien Broner fought a tough fight, man. I don't see Adrian Granados as a bum by any means. Anybody who beats Adrian Granados, you have to be an upper level fighter, and you have to be somebody who's coming in on your fucking A game, man. But there's going to be a lot of talk about Adrien Broner not being able to hurt Adrian Granados with all the shots that he landed. There's going to be a lot of talk about possibly Adrien Broner being outworked in this fight. But I think the clean, effective punching and just the very last I thought Adrien Broner dug enough, just deep enough to pull out the 10th round, in which I had it tied going into the 10th round, man. What a fucking fight, man. But if you see it the other way, I totally fucking understand. I'm going to do a second viewing on this fucking fight. I have to watch it twice to get a short thing done. I mean, to get a short thing in my mind that Adrien Broner won this fight, man, because it was just that damn close, man. But where did each fighter go? I hope Adrian Granados continues to get big fights. I hope that people don't be judging Granados based off his loss, because the same way he lost tonight, and if you feel as though he won this fight tonight, that's the same way he lost it out of his previous fights, man. And so, you can't say that this dude is a bum. He gives tough, close fights. He loses split decisions. He gets draws because he takes fighters to the fucking end, and he brings the best out of these fighters. Just like Adrien Broner said in his post-fight interview, he brought the best out of him, man, if nothing else. So I hope Adrien Granados continues to be in there with top level fighters, and I hope they do something real good for him, man, because now his record is 18-5 with 2 draws, man, and it's not going to look pretty on paper, but if people take a closer look, you'll see Adrien Granados is a very, very good fighter, man. Adrien Broner, man, I don't know, man. Does he go back to 140? Does he stay at 4'7"? I mean, clearly 147, as everyone's going to go down the line of saying, is not the best division for him, but he cannot fucking make 140, man. If he can't make 140, fucking he has to fight at 147, man. But who does he fight? I don't fucking know. Put him in there with Robert Guerrero, man. Give him a rematch with Paulie or some shit. Get him better acclimated to the 47 weight. Do what he has to do. If he can bring his power up, get him a better strength and conditioning coach also, man. That's first and foremost. Adrien Broner, I don't know who he uses as strength and conditioning, but he needs a better strength and conditioning coach, man. But he needs to bring that power up to 4'7", but I clearly think he should stay at 4'7". That's just my opinion. Most say he should go back to 140. If he's not going to make the weight, he's not going to be able to get into the title fight with Ricky Burns, as most people are going to think he's going to try to do. How is he going to squeeze into 140 to get into a title fight? You have to weigh 140 to make the title fight. Will Broner be able to shrink himself down to 140 to avoid 147 because people keep telling him that he's not that good? Adrien Broner knows if he's good at 147 or not, man. I think he's tired of hearing that shit, man. I think he wants to compete at 147, and if they're not allowing him to do such, he's never going to get fully acclimated to the weight, man. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I think he should go to 47, take the lower level role for right now, get him a couple soft touches at 47, and then progress him to the upper level. But, I mean, going to 140 is just not a good look. It's embarrassing every time he misses weight, man. It's embarrassing, man. So, no, man, I think he should try to compete at 47 and just do it smartly. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Hats off to AB, man. You know, I want to say one more thing before I end this. Adrien Broner, man, the way he conducted himself at the press conferences for this fight, man, I want to take a heads off to him. He made a statement that I'm going to make a separate video about, and that's about basically how he wants to stand on his own 2 feet for promoting his fights and as well as his fighters. He does not feel as though he needs other promotions. This includes Mayweather Promotions, the Bella, whoever the fuck, you know, you guys want to include. He wants to do it. AB Promotions. Heads off to him for making that statement and letting it be known right there in front of Leonard Ellaby's meathead ass. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to Adrien Broner, man. Good fucking fight. To the next video, Main Man Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man Made Man Boxing Forum. Google Plus, Main Man Made Man. Great fucking fight, man. Adrian Granados, once again, I understand if you say he outworked him, man. I clearly, I honestly do, man. If you say he outworked Broner, I'm not going to give you an argument on that. He did, man. He put a fucking effort in, a valiant fucking effort. I just thought he just came up short in the very, very, very bitter end. And that's what separates good fighters from great fighters. To the next video. Peace out.